Welcome back to another recipe from a Putwin Kitchen. My name is Casey Willard. I'm the Tribal Executive Chef for the Yocha Dihi Winta Nation. And today we got another great recipe for you coming through the kitchen. It's gonna be a beautiful highlight of salmon, lentils. We're gonna make a beautiful chili crisp. We're gonna do a little different touch on the chili crisp. I know chili crisp is all the rage right now, but we're gonna do a Capay Valley chili crisp. We're gonna incorporate beautiful olives. We're gonna incorporate beautiful sliced almonds instead of sliced garlic. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be flavorful, it's gonna be beautiful, it's gonna really highlight the salmon, make those lentils pop. It's just gonna be one complete dish. So let's get to it. So first, we have our beautiful salmon here. This is beautiful salmon coming from the Pacific coast. As you can see, it's nice and dried and room temperature. You want your salmon to be dry. You don't want it to be, a lot of salmon juices or wet, because it's really gonna not help you sear it properly on your pan. We have fresh lentils. These are beautiful lentils. These have been par cooked, standard way. Kind of boil a little bit of chicken stock, salt, a little garlic. I kind of pulled them to the little bit al dente because I'm gonna saute them, I'm gonna bring it back to life. Some beautiful spinach. Now this spinach I'm using spinach today, but if I was foraging, if I was looking for a different version here in Capay Valley, I would go for miner's lettuce. Miner's lettuce is an indigenous lettuce here that grows naturally wild, and it kind of resembles spinach. It has the same kind of look to it, same kind of taste, same kind of cooking consistency. So if I can't find miner's lettuce, I'm always go into spinach. So let's start. Let's knock out some lentils. So first, we can cut a little bit of leek. I want a little bit of aromatic in there. We're gonna be using our Second Hills Arbequina olive oil. Again, this is a workhorse in my kitchen. We use it for everything: baking, sauteing, frying, desserts. Anything that has to do with fat, we're incorporating Second Hills olive oil. We get our leeks in. Just be mindful of your leeks. They do burn. There's a little bit of sugar in there that comes out, just like garlic. So we have our leeks sauteing. They're gonna render down, they're gonna turn colorful. You can smell them. You can smell garlic and onion together. That's what leeks are. Let's incorporate a little more garlic flavor into that. Little chopped garlic. We're gonna do a little pinch of chili flake. This is gonna just bring in all the flavors. It's gonna help with our chili crisp. Then let's get our lentils in there. These are, again, beautiful par-cooked lentils. It's a very beautiful legume, used all over the world, especially in Italian. I'm gonna hit it with a little more olive oil. Let the olive oil heat up. I also have a little bit of butter just in case. I'll incorporate a little bit of salt. So we're gonna incorporate some oyster mushrooms into this dish. These mushrooms are gonna sweat down. They're gonna absorb a lot of the liquid. So that's why I have my butter, just in case I need to add a little bit more to it. This is just another typical mushroom you could find up here. I don't know up here specifically, but it's a forage product. So we're really looking at foraging, looking to see what Capay Valley and what the earth can bring to us. We'll get our mushrooms in. Give this a little stir. As you can see, my lentils are sticking a little bit, so that kind of shows me that I need a little more fat in here. If you didn't want to incorporate fat or olive oil, you could use a little bit of chicken stock or veggie stock. So I'm gonna hit these with a little bit of butter. Get that right in the middle. Just to make sure the butter doesn't stick, I'm gonna do a little olive oil on top. Let these wilt down. I'm really just looking for my lentils to be hot. I'm looking for my mushrooms to kind of cook down. Again, remember these lentils are par cooked, so we're not trying to cook them through. That process has already been done. We're just kind of looking to incorporate some flavor to them. We could maybe look at some herbs. I see a little bit of thyme here. Maybe a little rosemary. Doesn't have to be a whole lot. just a little bit. So this looks pretty good. I'm gonna get this ready to plate. So now that I have my lentils nice and hot, they're cooked, they're flavorful, I can just tell by the smell, by the look. I'm gonna put a little bit of spinach down. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could incorporate the spinach right into your dish, toss it, cook it down. I, on the other hand, like a nice warm wilted spinach. So it's almost like adding a different component to the dish. So your hot lentils and oil and butter is gonna help render and help wilt that spinach down. So I'll just put a little bit of it here. Doesn't have to be a whole lot. We'll get our hot lentils going. And then we'll come back to plate. So again, these lentils are beautiful. They're par cooked. That's the easiest way to do it. Come through this dish. And you're kind of just layering the lentils through. Make sure all those leeks are exposed. That's going to add extra flavor to the dish. A nice landing spot for this beautiful salmon we're going to saute. Leeks and butter love each other. You can just smell it through this dish. It's beautiful. So while this is resting, we can get into our chili crisp. So with the chili crisp, usually traditionally it's very thin sliced garlic, lots of thin sliced shallots or onions. You want them fried. We're gonna do a little different. We're gonna use leeks and we're gonna use sliced almonds. So I'm gonna get my pan going. I'm gonna put some oil in here. Now chili crisps aren't, there's a little technique to them in the kitchen. You're utilizing hot oil, so you need to be mindful of that. I'm gonna do some Thai chilies. You can use any type of chili you want. I'm using just a long Thai chili. These are on the spicier side, so you can dictate the heat, right? You can say, hey, I just want maybe just some red, basic peppers. Put them in there. It doesn't have to be anything you want it to be. It can be however spicy you want it. If you want it even more spicier, feel free to add more chili flakes. But we're gonna just saute this all together in the oil. We can start with our sliced almonds. You can see those are starting to bubble a little bit. Oil's nice and hot. We'll go right into our peppers. Try and get those seeds in there. That's gonna help bring some heat. You can see the almonds are starting to kind of crisp up. This is almost like a version of an almondine, right? Almondine is a lot of butter, a lot of almonds, sauteed, brown, crispy brown butter. We're incorporating salmon today, so I felt like we can kind of change it up, do more Mediterranean, do more Capay Valley. I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic, but I won't add garlic to the very end because I don't want my garlic to burn. I'm gonna add a little flake. I'm gonna incorporate a little bit more oil. You kind of want your almonds to be toasted, nice and brown. I'm gonna add a little leek to this. You can kind of go on the thin side. But again, I'm adding my leeks at the end because I don't want them to burn. I want them to fry, but I don't want them to burn. A little more oil as we build this dish. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's coming together great. You can smell the almonds. They're nice and toasted. I'm going to kind of get a mason jar. It's going to be my base. I'm going to get some olives. I'm using some green olives, little black olives. It's going to bring a little saltiness, a little brininess to the dish. This is where I'll incorporate my garlic right into here, right? Because that hot oil is going to come into this, and that hot oil is going to help cook and kind of extract that garlic flavor into the oil without burning it, and that's the trick. So I'm constantly moving the pan. This is kind of how I would do garlic chips. So I'm using sliced almonds. Kind of just disrupting the frying If you wanted to, you can incorporate herbs. We do a little rosemary, put some rosemary flavor into here. Like I said, we have thyme. And I'll actually put a little bit of olive oil into this. I'll do a little bit of salt. You see everything's sizzling, nothing's burning, everything's frying. It's cooking great. I'll add a little chili flake just to bring the heat up. So then I'll kind of take my ingredients with the oil into the jar. A little bit of the oil right in. It's still, it still wants to cook and fry, right? It's hot oil. We'll kind of turn this into a beautiful chili crisp, Capay Valley style. Sliced almonds instead of garlic. And this is a beautiful sauce that this can sit for days. This can get better as it ages. Those olives are really going to bring a nice, beautiful, salty briny to this. You're going to have heat, salt, beautiful fat from the olive oil. It's going to be fantastic sauce for the salmon. And speaking of salmon, we can get these going. Again, beautiful Pacific Coast salmon. I'll do a little bit of olive oil, just a little bit of salt. Right, we don't need a whole lot of seasoning on the salmon. Why? Because we have this beautiful, beautiful Capay Valley chili crisp right here. This is going to be the star of the show. This is going to take your dish to the next level. So let's grab our salmon. I'm going to go skin side down first. Nice little sizzle. Can't really do more than 2 in a pan with this size pan. You don't want to overcrowd your pan. You want to saute. You don't want to steam, right? The more fish you have in your pan, the less space for it to kind of saute and brown, the more you're going to get steamed salmon because there's nowhere for that heat to go. It's trapped. Kind of let it sit. You don't want to move it too much. You want really crispy skin. And kind of look. Then I'll turn it. Right, this is going to be our presentation side. Presentation side is down. So you want that presentation side to be golden brown, beautiful, right? That's what your guests are going to see. That's what you're going to see. That's going to showcase all your hard work. Still a little under. And then we'll bring it back to skin side down to really bring in that extra crispiness. Good color on the salmon. You don't want it too brown, but you can definitely tell that it's been sauteed. You can take one salmon, come here right on top of the lentils and the beautiful warm spinach we have on the bottom. Right on top. Bring it back. Now we can look into this beautiful, beautiful chili crisp as it sets up. First I'll hit it with a little bit of oil first. So everything you put into this jar is in this oil. Very Italian, very Mediterranean, very Capay Valley. And then again, just a little bit of that oil all the way through. And there it is. Beautiful pan-seared salmon, little Capay Valley chili crisp. Beautiful lentil saute with mushrooms. Another great recipe from the Putwin Kitchen. Chef Casey saying thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you can have this in your home.